Hey guys, this is Andrew with mywatchaddiction.com, bringing you another quick look at a watch that I recently got in from a trade that took place in one of the Facebook groups I'm a member of. Now the watch I traded away was actually a watch approximately $200 in value, give or take. But before we get taking a look at what I have for you today, I'll do a quick wrist check. Today I'm rocking my Aragon Millipede 840N. Still loving every millimeter of the width of this band. This band is definitely one of the largest that I've ever had and ever worn, but something that's definitely become comfortable on me. So taking a look, you probably can tell right off the bat from this case styling, we have another reactor. Now you might have seen the previous videos. If not, I'll post them up in the description below, but I've done a couple of reviews on a Reactor Proton and a Reactor Warp that I've gotten in. You might have even seen me wearing them a few times. Really big fan of the Reactor watches, both in their design, their marketing, as well as the watches in general. But you can see here we have another Second Life watch case. They call it Second Life because the watch case itself can actually be utilized as a koozie. But today we're going to take a look at a Reactor Nucleus. Okay guys, so this is a close-up of the men's Reactor Nucleus Chrono. Now this is the matte finish stainless steel. It does come in a couple other color variations. This specific color variation is Reactor model number 57002, the Reactor Nucleus Chrono. It does have a unique two-eyed chronograph and then a textured silver tone dial. Now, one of the things that caught my eye is the pattern on the dial itself. It's very unique and it kind of sets it apart from other watches a little bit. One thing that Reactor is known for, is really good at, is the lume on their watches. And at the end of this video, I'll post up some lume shots. They do use Superluminova, Swiss Superluminova lume on all of their watch faces for extra visibility and darkness. These do have on the side, if you can see here, screw bars, I should say, for attaching their watches to the lugs. Now, their claim to fame behind this kind of screw bar case design is that it offers a 500 to 800% increase in strength from actually holding the watch band onto the watch itself. I can tell you with the Reactor Warp and Reactor Protons that I have, absolutely comfortable. Have no concerns about these guys breaking off my wrist. But in this shot right here, you can kind of see the curvature of that crystal and of that watch face, and you can kind of see it come into focus there. Really interesting design. It's not just a normal circular dial, circular watch face, more of a square rectangle type approach. Has a screw down crown with their Reactor logo on it. Again, the buttons for operating the chronograph. This is going to be a Japanese quartz movement with a forged back on this. Now, it looks like, which is a little bit different from the Proton and the Warp that I have, if we can get it in focus there. This guy actually has screws in the case back that you would have to take out in order to change the battery. So that could be a little bit challenging, or pose a little bit of a challenge, because it is a tiny flathead screw, and you know, I could see myself stripping that very easily. The weight of this watch is absolutely great. Weight is about 265 grams. Thickness on this guy is going to be 20.5 millimeters with a water resistance of roughly 330 feet. This does have a date display on the chronograph at the 4 o'clock position. You can see there. Really interesting watch. I mean, just looking at the angles and the design of the band. This has a triple secure clasp closure, so it's got a kind of a triple lock mechanism to make sure that this guy is not going to come off. The band itself does have micro adjustments in the clasp so that you don't have to take out a full link. Now I've already pre-measured this guy to my wrist and already sized it accordingly, but just like any of the other watches that I reviewed so far, on the inside, and we'll see if you can see it there, the inside of the band does have the arrows, just like most watches do, indicating the direction you need to push on the band itself in order to size this. Now, the one thing I will point out that is kind of tricky when you size this, that you just have to be cognizant of, is if you look at the band itself, the links in this band are actually different sizes, and it's how the band was designed so that it fits your wrist comfortably and gives a good aesthetic appeal. But just keep that in mind when you're removing links or adding links to the band on this watch. If you don't have the appropriate link in the appropriate spot, it's going to look kind of abnormal and not right. So just keep that in mind. So you guys can take a look at that. Let's take a look at what these watches are going for. Now, as I mentioned previously, I actually acquired this watch in a trade. Didn't really do a whole lot of looking around prior to trading this watch because I just liked the design and it was something that I wanted. I wasn't too worried about the trade value on it because the watch that I was trading away was a watch that I knew I was never going to wear. But taking a look around at this watch specifically, again, this is Reactor Nucleus Chrono, model number 57002. If I jump over and just run a quick Google search, PrincetonWatches.com has this watch available at roughly 50% off of MSRP. Right now they're selling this watch for $399 out the door. There is one of these watches available on Amazon though, and I'll post up a link in the description below for $499. And then finally I jump over to eBay to see what they're going for on eBay, and there's actually only two at the moment available on eBay. One is the black version, which is from what I've seen the more expensive version of this watch. It's black watch, black dial with red second hand. That watch is going for $895 on eBay. This watch specifically is for sale right now for $750 on eBay. Now, I don't think that's what the going rate is for these watches. I think realistically you're in the $400 range, give or take, on a secondary market to be able to pick up this watch. All right, guys, that's pretty much all there is to it. Definitely a huge fan of this Reactor Nucleus. I appreciate you guys sticking around this long. At the end of this video, I will post up the close-up pictures of this watch as well as some loom shots so that you can see just how gorgeous this watch is, and hopefully you appreciate it as much as I do. Speaking of appreciation, I just want to thank you guys again for taking your time to take a look at this video of mine. I would appreciate it if you'd hit like and definitely subscribe to the videos. We have a bunch of new watches that are coming in here in the future. We have about 10 Kickstarter watches that are going to be coming in over the next 2 to 3 months. In addition to that, we have our watchgang subscriptions that are going to be coming in, a couple other subscriptions as well that I'm really excited about to be able to share with you guys. And we have quite a few watches in the backlog that I need to take a look at and review with you guys. But again, I'm Andrew with mywatchaddiction.com. Check us out on Instagram at Instagram/watchaddiction.us. You can find us on Facebook at mywatchaddiction. And always you can check us out at mywatchaddiction.com. Thank you guys and have a great week.